Hello again, everyone, and welcome to episode 62 of kryptonfan, the longest-running Smallville Superman podcast. I'm Chuck, and it is the last day of January 2007. Lot to get to today, starting with an interview with one of the most popular guest stars in Smallville history. Had a chance to spend a few minutes with Sarah Carter, who played Alicia Baker in Season 3 and 4 of Smallville. Alicia, a key player in the rollout of Season 4, as this character revealed the secret of Clark Kent to Chloe Sullivan, which of course still has a major impact on the show today. After this short interview with Sarah, we'll look at a review of this past week's episode of Smallville entitled Labyrinth, your comments, as well as a challenge that should interest all sides of the DC universe. So now, here we go. Sarah Carter, Smallville's Alicia Baker, on kryptonfan.
Okay, well, I'm speaking today with someone who most Smallville fans will agree is one of the most memorable and popular guest stars in the show's history. She can currently be seen working with James Woods on CBS in one of the biggest hits of the new fall season called Shark. It's Smallville's Alicia Baker, Sarah Carter. Sarah, welcome to kryptonfan.
Hi.
And Sarah, I definitely recall the first time I saw you in a lead role in a pretty short-lived WB show called Black Sash. Quite a shame that was canceled, but it was clear to me at that point you were already well accomplished as an actress. What brought you into acting when you started out?
Well, sorry, my roommate just woke up. I guess I started in high school doing plays and musicals, and then I went to Ryerson Theater School for a year. I went to Fine Art School in Switzerland for a year, and then I started working professionally in Vancouver.
Before getting the role on Smallville, what had your exposure to the character of Superman in general been?
Not much. I was well aware of the comic book, and I was more aware of Smallville than I was the actual story of Superman. And then, of course, when I got the part, I did my research.
Sure, and how did the role on Smallville come about for you?
I did an audition in L.A., and it was nice to be flown back to Vancouver for a while, actually.
What was your first day on the set like during your first episode in the third season of the show?
Ooh, that seems like so long ago. There's a great group of people working on Smallville, so it always feels like camp.
Had the character of Alicia always been intended for multiple episodes, or was that something that came about based on the positive fan response to your first appearance?
It was positive fan response. Thank you.
Obviously, it looked as though when the character first came in that it was just a relationship, a sweet kind of high school romance with the young Clark Kent. And were you happy with the obsessive angle that the character ended up taking, or would you have done things a little differently or like to have seen things gone a different way?
It's actually the other way around. It was written in a more obsessive way, and I brought a sweetness to the character. This was a fun character to play. It was so complex. I love Alicia. I believe she has a really good heart and that she truly loves Clark, and she's just troubled.
Yeah.
Seriously troubled.
Obviously. And once you knew that the character would ultimately die, but of course first reveal Clark's secret to Chloe, how did you approach the way you were playing the character? Did your approach change in any way?
No, the ultimate goal for my character remained the same, is that I want to be with Clark, and I believe that we're soulmates and that we're meant to spend the rest of our lives together, and nothing is going to get in the way of that.
Right. And it was a pretty major event to have your character be the one to present these facts to the character of Chloe. How did you feel about the fact that your character would have such a lasting impact on the future of the show?
I think it's great. It was a traumatic experience for Clark, so that's inevitably going to play a huge role in the future of his character.
Was there anything else that you wish the character could have accomplished during her time in Smallville?
Well, I think it was sad for me to die because I enjoyed being a part of the show, and I think that the character could have gone on for a while longer without revealing Clark's secret. But I think that the arc was pretty well developed. I'd like to come back in Clark's dreams or something. Maybe come back as a guardian angel.
Oh, that'd be great. My next question was actually that despite the finality of the character, I was going to ask you if you'd be interested in making a return if they could find a way to make that happen. I guess you already answered my question there.
Yeah, it'd be fun. You never know. You can always make things work. I am working every single day on Shark right now, happily.
And speaking of that, could you just talk a little bit about your character of Madeline on Shark?
Yeah, Madeline is driven, ambitious, and she's going to go to the top in her field. But there's a vulnerability there, which is nice to play with. Her relationship with Casey's, it makes it interesting to have a romance in the office. And secrets are always good to work with as an actor, and Madeline Poe's full of secrets.
Do you think there are any comparisons in any way between Madeline and Alicia?
I guess that the drive, but Madeline is definitely healthier. Madeline has the confidence, and the drive is in her career rather than her passion for somebody else. But yeah, I did tap into that same motivation, strong desire line for sure.
Finally, I know, as you said, you're busy every day with this, but are there any other projects in the works for you?
Well, right now it's looking like I have a long future with Shark, and I'm always working on independent films. I've got a film called Barstool Words coming out, and there's a film called Skinwalkers that should be coming out in April in the theaters. Another Canadian, Elias Koteas.
Okay.
Playing my father, Rona Mitra, who I worked with in Boston Legal.
Right.
Jason Bear. Who else is in that movie? Those are the big ones.
I know until the upfronts, there's no way to know anything for sure, but it's looking like Shark is possibly going to be on board for a second season?
I would imagine so. It's doing so well. We were 7th last week and 10th the week before, so we're staying up in the top 10, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. Well, Sarah, I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this today.
Oh, thank you, Chuck.
I will hope, as I'm sure all the Smallville fans will, that we'll see Alicia again someday before the series concludes.
No, thank you so much. Take care.
You too.
So will we see Alicia in Smallville again as a spirit, as Sarah suggested, or maybe in her true life form? Hey, it's possible in Smallville. Characters return from the dead all the time, don't they? So you never know. It'd be quite an event if it occurred. Alicia is extremely popular with the Smallville fan base, and that is due mostly to the tremendous performance of Sarah Carter.